Hello everyone, I am Mohit Ahmed Siddiqui, and in this short video, I will discuss briefly about activity-based costing. Activity-based costing is actually a costing technique, a more modern cost accounting technique that allocates overheads in a better way than the traditional absorption costing. So now let's look into what actually is activity-based costing. Activity-based costing actually absorbs overheads on the basis of cost pools and cost drivers. This is a very simple. These are some of the very basic facts about this costing technique, that is ABC, that it absorbs overheads on the basis of cost pools and cost drivers. A cost pool, speaking of a cost pool is a cost center that represents entire cost of performing an activity. Cost driver is any factor that causes a change in the cost of an activity. Now, what we do when we implement activity-based costing, when we put activity-based costing to use, the first thing that we need to do, we need to identify cost pools and cost drivers, and we need to establish links between cost pools and cost drivers. Okay. Now, these are some of the examples of cost pools and cost drivers. Like materials handling is a cost pool, and for materials handling, number of production runs is a cost driver. Machine setup cost is a cost pool, for which number of machine setups is the cost driver. A cost driver, as I told you in the previous slide, is any factor that causes a change in the cost of an activity. So the cost of machine setup cost actually depends upon number of machine setups. This means that the more the number of machine setups are there, the more will be the machine setup cost. Similarly, if you look at the last example, the more number of orders that you dispatch will definitely result in more dispatch cost. So dispatch cost in this way is a cost pool for which number of orders is a cost driver. Now, so these are some of the very basic facts, some of the very fundamental points about activity based costing. Now, the question arises, why activity based costing was invented, why activity based costing was devised. Direct labor cost nowadays is only 5% in many of the businesses, in many of the organizations, is only 5% of the total cost. Now, when the labor cost is so insignificant of the total cost as compared to the total cost, the direct labor cost in some cases is so insignificant, so there is no point in absorbing overheads on the basis of labor cost. Nowadays, overheads are forming larger proportion of the total cost, and many of the resources are consumed by non-volume related activities such as setup, production scheduling, and inspection. And these non-volume related activities, in fact, do not depend on the production volume. So when these activities do not depend upon the production volume and they cause overheads to be incurred, does it make sense, do you think, does it make sense uh, to absorb overheads on the basis of production volume? Definitely not. That's why that's why ABC was invented. ABC definitely provides a better basis for allocating overheads, for absorbing overheads to the products or services. These are some of the very basic points, some of the very fundamental points you need to know about activity based costing. Uh, you need to know about activity based costing. Okay, then. Now, what I'm gonna do, I will solve a question of activity based costing in front of you. so that I can make things much more clearer for you. Okay then. Now, now here I have a question of activity-based costing. This question actually requires you to calculate the overhead on the basis of activity-based costing for each of the two products, alpha and beta. Now, what we need to do, we need to allocate overheads, we need to absorb overheads, we need to show the allocation of overheads to these two products on the basis of activity based costing, and we are given the information that is required to calculate overheads on the basis of activity based, on the basis of ABC. Okay then. Now, the ABC company manufactures two products, alpha and beta. Both are produced in a very labor intensive environment and use similar processes. Alpha and beta differ by volume. Beta is a high volume product while alpha is a low volume product. Details of product inputs, outputs, and the costs of activities are as follows. Okay then. Fixed overhead costs amount to total of 420,000 and have been analyzed as follows. Now, this is the breakup of overheads. Volume related overheads are 100,000, purchasing related are 145, and setup related are 175,000. What these three represent, these three are actually cost pools. These three are actually our cost pools. These three are our cost pools. Volume related overheads, number one. Number two is purchasing related, and number three are setup related. Now, for each of the cost pool, what we need to do, we need to identify cost driver. This is the first thing that we need to do whenever we are doing activity based costing question. Okay. Now, for volume related overhead, the cost driver is number of labor hours. Number of labor hours. For purchasing related overheads, the cost driver is number of purchase orders, and for setup related overheads, the cost driver is number of setups. Okay then. Now, first of all, the volume related overheads. As I said, that the volume related overheads depend on direct labor hours. So we need to calculate the total number of direct labor hours. Now, how will we calculate total direct labor hours? First of all, if you look at the annual output of alpha is 1200 units, and each unit of alpha takes 5 labor hours. So it means that 1200 units of alpha multiply by 5, and I'm gonna add another 5 multiply by 12,000 to this factor, and it will become 66,000. How I calculated this figure? What I did, I multiplied these direct labor hours by the annual output. As each unit of alpha takes 5 hours and 1200 units are produced, what I did, I multiplied it 5 by 1200, and then I added the total direct labor hours for beta. And how I computed total labor hours for beta, I multiplied 5 by 12,000. So the total became 66,000. This is how I calculated the direct labor hours. These are the direct labor hours for alpha, while this represents direct labor hours for beta. Now, moving forward, what I need to do for alpha and for beta, what I need to do, I need to allocate these volume related overheads to alpha and also to beta. Now, 100,000 is the volume related overheads. So how much hours for alpha? If I only look at, if I want uh, labor hours for alpha only, then how much labor hours are directed towards production of alpha? That is 5 multiplied by 1200 equals to 6,000. 6,000 direct labor hours are used for alpha. So, and total direct labor hours are 66,000. So I will need to multiply this 100,000 by 6,000 and I will divide it by 66,000 to get uh, to get volume related overheads for alpha only, and it will become 9,091. It will become 9,091. Just wait a minute. And it will become 9,091. So, and similarly, if I want to calculate volume related overheads for beta, what I will do, I will take direct labor hours. As volume related overheads are allocated on the basis of direct labor hours, I will take direct labor hours for beta only, which is 60,000, and I'll divide this 60,000 by 66,000, and I'll multiply this factor by 100,000. So it will become 90,909. It will become 90,909. Now, moving forward, now in a similar way, in the very same way, if I, in the very same way, what I need to do next, we need to in fact uh, allocate this purchasing related overheads to alpha and beta. These purchasing related overheads are 145,000. These purchasing related overheads are total 145,000, and these purchase related overheads are linked to number of purchase orders. There are 75 purchase orders for alpha out of 160. So I'll multiply this 145,000 by 75 and divide by 160 to get 69,969. 69,969. Similarly, for beta, I will take 85 purchase orders, as there are 85 purchase orders for beta, and I'll divide it by 160. I'll multiply it by 145,000 to get, what will it give me? It will give me an answer of 77,031. So these are the purchase, this is the allocation of purchasing related overheads on the basis of number of purchase orders to product alpha and beta. Now, moving forward, I need to allocate 175,000 setup related cost, that is $175,000 to both the products, to alpha and beta. What I will do, this setup related cost is linked to number of setups. There are 40 setups for alpha out of 100. So I will multiply it by 40 divided by 100, and I will get, what I will get? I will get 70,000. Similarly, for beta, I will multiply this 175,000 by 60. I'll divide it by 100 to get how much? To get 110,000. 5,000. Now, so it looks like that we have allocated the three different types of overheads to products alpha and beta. Now we need to sum up. What we need to do, we need to find the total for alpha and total for beta. The total for alpha will be 147,060 and total for beta will be 272,000 272,940. Okay. Now, what we are required to calculate, what we are actually required to calculate in the question. The question says, using activity-based costing as a method of overhead absorption, what is the overhead cost per unit? The overhead cost, we are required to calculate the overhead cost per unit for each unit of alpha. Now, this is something that many students forget while answering a question, while answering a written question. Although this is a multiple choice question, but this is something that you can forget in the exam, but it is not necessary. Okay then. Now, what we need to do, as we have found out the total overhead cost for alpha, for product alpha and also for product beta, using activity based costing technique, what we need to do for per unit costs, that is simple. We will simply divide it by the number of units of the product. We will simply divide it by the number of units of the product. And how many units are there for alpha? There are only 1200 units for alpha and there are 12,000 units for beta. Now, what will you get? You will get an answer for per unit cost. You will get an answer that is equal to 122.5 for 122.55 for alpha. This is the per unit cost for each unit of alpha. Per unit cost for each unit of alpha, and for beta you will get a per unit cost of 22.75. But in this question we are only required to calculate per unit cost for alpha. So the answer is definitely this one, 122.55. Here I have written 122.55 is the per unit cost for alpha. Now, in this video, what I actually did, I tried to introduce you to activity-based costing. I hope you liked my video. My name is Muid Ahmed Siddiqui and my contact number is also given in the beginning of the video. So feel free to contact me. Don't be reluctant. I will be able to help, inshallah. I'll try my best to help students who are studying management accounting either at SEMA or any other professional qualification at ACCA. I'll try my best to help them out. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. It was Muid Ahmed Siddiqui. Thank you very much.